All right, folks, Yishai Fleisher here, and today we're going to be asking a simple question, which is, what is the future of Gaza? 400 square kilometers, lots of terrorists, lots of civilians. What's the future? Who's going to control it? What's going to be with the civilians? What's going to be with the terrorists? What's going to be with the tunnels? Do you know that in the past few days, 5 Israeli soldiers have been killed in northern Gaza, the place that Israel attacked at first? So there's still plenty of tunnels, plenty of armament. Supposedly there's new recruits, maybe up to 20,000 new Hamas recruits that are fighting in Gaza. So what's the future? Like what's the game plan here? In order to answer that question, we're going to ask 2 Gazan locals. We're going to listen to 2 Gazan locals, 2 men in Gaza who have an opinion about the future of Gaza. Let's take a look at this first opinion of an Arab, a so-called Palestinian. By the way, the word Palestinian comes from the word Philistine, which means marauder in Hebrew, a polesh, somebody who steals land, a marauder. In any case, here's an Arab from Gaza who made a very brave video, or at least, got his opinion out there. And I'm sure Hamas and folks don't like what he says. Let's take a look at what he thinks is the future of Gaza.
أنا المواطن الفلسطيني
I am a Palestinian citizen.
محمد يحيى دلول.
His name is Muhammad.
أحمل جوازا فلسطينيا.
I have a Palestinian passport.
أقيم في قطاع غزة وأحمل الجنسية.
I live in Gaza. I live in the Gaza Strip. And he says I have a Palestinian citizenship and I'm Palestinian from birth.
الفلسطينية يعني فلسطيني أبا عن جد.
From birth.
أناشد من أناشد.
I'm turning now to who I'm turning to, i.e., to whoever this may concern. I'm turning to the powers that be. And I call. And I'm calling.
إلى من بيده للأسف.
And I'm calling to, sadly, who decides about Palestine.
الأمر في فلسطين المحتل الإسرائيلي.
The Israeli occupier. That's how he sees it. And the head of the occupation government,
حكومة الاحتلال بنيامين نتنياهو الذي يملك
Benjamin Netanyahu, and he says he's holding on to the keys of all the things within Palestine.
مفاتيح الأمور كلها في فلسطين. نحن يا نتنياهو قد بلغت بنا الحرب كل مبلغ.
Netanyahu, let me scroll that back just a tad. He says Netanyahu, this war has taken from us all that it could take. It has taken from us the highest of prices.
كل مبلغ أخذت منا ماء وجهنا.
It took away our honor. It took away from us every kind of honor.
وأراقت منا كل كرامة. بعضهم
There are those who call on social media. I've seen that they're calling
على شبكات التواصل رأيتهم محمود عباس أو غيره.
And they're talking towards Mahmoud Abbas, the so-called prime minister, the president of the Palestinian Authority, or others. He says these people reach out to them. But I, as opposed to them, am calling to the father who's actually controlling this region.
أبو الذي يحكم المنطقة. كون صارحين.
Meaning to say, he says, Prime Minister Netanyahu is the real boss around here. And he says, let's be honest.
شبعنا حروبا.
We are sated, we're satisfied with wars, i.e. we're tired of wars. We're full up with wars.
واقتتالا.
And fighting. We're done with fighting.
شبعنا أياما.
We are satiated and filled with days that take away any honor or decency from us.
أنزفت كرامتنا. نتنياهو افتح.
He says, now here's, that was all preamble. Now his request. He says, Netanyahu, open up the border.
لي الحدود. أتحدث باسم نفسي. I'm
speaking in my name only, so that nobody is going to come and argue with me, because I'm just speaking in my name what I'm requesting.
عشان ما يجي حدا يتفلسف. افتح لي الحدود.
Open the border for me.
والمعبر.
And the border passage.
ووفر لي.
And give me and to my children, supply us
فيزا وإقامة.
Give us a visa, i.e., a passageway, and a life, somewhere to live in a respectable country, i.e., help me leave Gaza and leave this area. I want to go to a different place altogether.
دولة محترمة.
Let me live in an honorable, here's the word mechubedet. Let me live in an honorable country, a decent country.
دولة محترمة حتى أغادر هذه.
Let me leave this land. Until I leave this land. Give me a passage to get to out of here to a respectable place so I could leave this land.
الأرض. هذه الأرض.
This land is harsh. This land is it's violent, it's harsh.
قاسية. المحتل
The occupier is harsh, i.e. Israel.
قاس. أصحاب.
The owners of the land, the controllers of the land, i.e. the Palestinian Authority and Hamas, are harsh and are criminal.
أرض قساة ومجرمون. وبالتالي هي
And so therefore, here's my message to you, Netanyahu.
رسالة لنتنياهو وللعالم.
And to the whole world. Look at this smart, good-looking Arab from Gaza saying, look, it's harsh for me. Give me a different opportunity. Give me a way out so I could live a life of decency and respectability and honor.
أجمع أنني
So that I and my children
وأطفالي قد شبعنا من هذا.
who have been sated, like we're done with from this land. We've had enough of this land.
هذه الأرض أريد أرضا تحن علي.
He says, I want a land that will
أريد أرضا
protect me or will embrace me or will comfort me. I want a land that will protect me. I want a state, a country that will love me like I'm supposed to be loved as a human being. Give me a decent life, in simple terms. Give me a decent state.
تحن علي. أقسم بالله.
I swear by God that this land is harsh for me. It's I don't know, demeaning, demoralizing, harsh. Akhzarit means like a kind of violence, a kind of aggressive towards me.
أن هذه البلاد قاسية علي وكانت قاسية.
And it's been harsh towards my first forefathers, meaning to say, since we've been here, it's been harsh for us, this land. I.e., by the way, he rejects, a kind of narrative that they've been there forever. He's like, this place has been harsh on me, and we don't want it anymore.
على آباء الأولين. الله المستعان.
So may God help me. And I hope that this call reaches out to the world. And Muhammad, that's why I'm broadcasting it today in your name. I'm trying to put it out there, what you're saying, as your wish, which is that it gets out to the world.
وأتمنى أن يصل هذا الصوت للعالم. نريد.
We are looking for hope. We are looking for salvation from this death.
أمل. نريد خلاصا من هذا الموت ونريد أرض.
And we want land. Right? This is a common Middle Eastern refrain, the love of land. We want our own land.
أرضا ومجتمع.
And a society. Right? Not just give me mine, but give me a society to live amongst and with.
وحكومة.
And a government that will protect our decency, our respectability, our honor. These are Middle East type of words, i.e., a place that will give me a respectable and decent life. Okay, and we need a government that will protect us. Parentheses, I add, not a government that will steal our money like the Hamas and steal our children and use us as human shields. Give us a decent land and a decent place.
تحفظ ماء وجهنا.
So that's what Muhammad has to say in a very clear video. Now, I wanted to add a different voice, another voice from Gaza. And in this case, it's actually a friend of mine who's a soldier in Gaza. And his nickname, his nom de guerre, is Victory Soldier. And that's what I call him because I can't use his real name. And Victory Soldier is down in Gaza. And let's see how he sees it. Look at all that destruction. Look at all that. This is exactly what Muhammad was saying. Give me a decent life and respectability. Look what's happened since the 7th of October. Hamas attacked Israel, and look what Israel has had to do in order to defend itself.
Yishai, I think it's time to help the Gazans, whoever doesn't want to be a terrorist, and resettle them just a few miles north in Syria. Sunni population, culturally they're the same. Make Syria great again. Now's the time to change the situation at the core and give the Gazans a future. The future is obviously not going to be in Gaza.
Okay, so Victory Soldier says it very clearly. He says, take them out of here. Give them a decent life. Maybe there's an opportunity in the renewed Syria. It could be that there's a new Syria on the way. Maybe it'll be broken up into cantons or ethnic regions. There's plenty of Sunni Arabs there. It's really not far away. It's just a few hundred kilometers. Put them on a boat and give them an opportunity. And that's what Muhammad is asking for. Put me on a boat, give me a visa, and give me a decent life. Maybe it's in Canada. Maybe it's in Syria. And the point is that it's not going to be in a destroyed Gaza, unless, of course, people like Muhammad are like, I want to stay and I want to be a decent, law-abiding Israeli resident. And maybe that is an option as well. But one thing is for sure, friends, is that we can't go back to business as usual. We can't let the PA or Hamas or Saudi Arabia or Egypt or some multinational force or the UN or the US manage this business. Israel cannot allow Gaza to be once again a haven for terror. Gaza is an integral part of the state and the land of Israel. Israel has to control it. Israel has to govern it. Israel has to be sovereign there. And decent folks that want to stay there will be able to. But decent folks that want a decent life somewhere else and not inside a war zone should have been allowed to leave from the first day. They should have been allowed to leave to Egypt or to other countries. And I heard Scotland and Australia and Spain, and I don't remember, other countries said that they would be willing to take in refugees, but they haven't. And people like Muhammad, a decent fella who wants a decent life for him and his family, have not been given that opportunity. It's time to break out of calcified conceptions and time to go on to bigger thinking. The 7th of October, the Trump administration, it's all an opportunity to shake up the way we used to think and to give decent people decent opportunities elsewhere. Let Israel control that land. It's the only one that's going to be able to. Let's make Gaza great again. Let's make Arab life decent again. And the only way we're going to do that is by not going back to old, stale solutions that are proven failures. God bless you, folks. I hope you enjoyed the conversation with Muhammad and with Victory Soldier. And I want to remind you that we are out there pushing the Overton window. Do you know what that means? It means the consciousness that exists in any conversation. The polls, we try to open up the window. Look it up, the term Overton window. It really means, to broaden the conversation and to get new ideas out there. And we're looking, of course, to inspire. Please help us. We are out there trying to spread truth, and we're doing a lot of stuff, including the Biblical Highway and Abrahamic Faith, restoration of Israeli holy sites, tractors for the Holy Land, broadcasting truth and courage. It's all easy to find at fightforisrael.org, fightforisrael.org. Please support our efforts to get God's truth and smart truth and rational truth out there. And another way to do it, check out, that's just such a great list of things that we're doing, fightforisrael.org. And you want to fight for Israel. I'm sure you do. So do fight for Israel. And also check out buymeacoffee.com/Yishai. That's another great way to support the show. Buymeacoffee.com/Yishai. And of course, let my people grow. That's what we believe in. Hashem, give us the strength. God, give us the strength to continue to grow and to use these crises and these changes as a fulcrum for real change with the help of God. God bless you, folks. Wherever you are, stay tuned, stay calm, stay part of the story. Keep broadcasting truth. Lots of love from the land of Israel, and shalom.